Hi folks, welcome to the March 21 edition of the Evangelist Talks. I'm John Mullen, the Energy Evangelist, and this is my colleague.
Hi, I'm Laura Short, and I'm the Queen of Green at Heart.
Yay! So, this edition is all about building energy management systems. So the big question is, do you want to save 20, maybe even 30% on your energy bills? That can add up to an awful lot of money. But first of all, let's have a bit of a recap. Last month, we were talking about purchasing energy and how to take out the stress of making those purchasing decisions for the next, say, 2 or 3 years. So you can find that video on the energyevangelist.co.uk blog page. And we would really love you to send us your problems so that we can talk about finding solutions for you. So if you want to get in contact with us, send us a message on Facebook or LinkedIn. Just look for Energy Evangelist, or email energyevangelist@energypricesaver.com. So many decisions. Laura, what do you think? Or where do we start off with building energy management? Oh, let's just call it beams.
Yeah, let's just make it shorter. That's certainly the method I would use, really. Make it as simple as possible and make it scalable. A lot of building energy management systems can sound quite complicated. I know from experience with dealing with clients, they have sort of an aversion to putting these systems in place. But if you just look at it as a plan, do, check, act model, you think about what you need to do first, you put some sort of system in place to actually monitor it, and I would say that's probably the most important step, and then evaluate it at the end. Is it working for you? Are you making the savings that you expected? And you can be as simple as possible, and then you can go right up to the levels of 50,001 as an international standard of management system, especially if you're having to comply with ESOS regulations or whatever the new version of that is going to be in the future. But as I say, it's as scalable as it needs to be.
Yes, definitely. That I've been an IT engineer and helping people to find these sorts of solutions, and it always comes down to keep it simple, stupid. As in, the simpler it is, the easier it is to manage, the easier it is to get right. But let's go to a quick break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. Hello, my friends. It's just a quick slot to tell you about the Save Energy, Save Money 14-day challenge. It's an opportunity to help you find a starting place to retrieve wasted energy and putting that money back in your pocket. Oh, did I tell you? It's also free. So if you want to find out more, have a look on the link below at energyevangelist.co.uk/sign up. Bye. Hello again, we're back. So I think the best thing, where we're going to start, is talking about auditing. It's a strange word. It's a small word. It sounds insignificant, but it's actually the base of everything. If you don't know what you've got, you'll make a mess of the system. Yeah,
exactly. And it really is as simple as just get to know your business and take a walk round. You know, from whether you're in manufacturing, it might be goods in to goods out. Whether you're in a service industry, how does your process work around the business? Follow it through and actually pinpoint where you use energy. You know, what are those big uses, and then work backwards from that. because you do want to focus on your significant energy uses first and make sure you've got those under control, because obviously that's where you're going to make the biggest savings.
Yeah, it's always the same. There's it's knowing how your business as its life cycle and what goes on. It's like during the day, say in a care home, you've got all of the communal areas, but at night time you don't use them. So why do you heat them to such a level? Or it might be, the reception areas, or it might be the corridors. You need all the heat in the rooms, but you don't need it spread all around the rest of the building. And it's just like getting to make those little decisions so that you can see what you can do. And in that, every single percentage that you don't heat, you will make that back in a lot of money.
I think that's a really good point as well about evenings and weekends. And I think once you get to the monitoring stage, particularly if you're using monitoring equipment, that's where you'll really find out what's actually being switched on that doesn't need to be. And you'll find in most businesses, there will be things that are switched on that don't need to be evenings and weekends. And that's why it's important to do your audit maybe at a random time. So go in on a Sunday morning and actually see what's switched on. Go back to your business at 9, 10 o'clock at night. Are there things that are left running that don't need to be? And is it a staff error? Is it something that's not been programmed properly and you can just alter the settings on that? But make sure that you're auditing not just through your productive time within your business. Make sure you're auditing at different times so you get that full picture and you can see what's being wasted.
Yes, and every business is different. Everyone has got different characteristics. So sometimes it may be you can have little access monitors, or the little switches which show that whenever somebody's in the area, and those can actually tell you an awful lot about what's actually going on, especially if you have a night shift. And it's not that you're spying, it's that you're stopping wastage. And that's what we're talking about. But another element of BEAM systems is actually being able to see what is going on with your equipment. Because, say, a boiler system, the BEAM system should be able to tell you when you need maintenance or when the system isn't operating at its optimum level. So you might be burning far more gas or oil and yet only getting 80% out of your systems. Yeah. You need to do something about that.
This is so important. It's all very well and good having these systems and using these monitors, but you've got to go back to the data afterwards and analyze it and make sure that you understand it. And if you don't, get the help that you need to make sure that you can make those decisions properly for your business with somebody who does understand the data.
Yes. Yeah. Well, this is the whole thing. I'm especially going on the cheaper systems. You will have to manage a lot of this yourself. It's your knowledge. But on the more expensive systems, there will be external management, and they will be helping you to tune the system to get it right. So, to be honest with you, we could go on for hours talking about this, but I think just that simple overview should be the right place to help you start to talk about it. So If you want to talk to us, give us a call or send us an email or look at the website at energyevangelist.co.uk.